Hi, I'm Cody Alexander with MatchQuarters.com. Today we're going to be talking about designing sim pressures. One thing that most coaches, when they start going down and start looking at how they can create sim pressures, they kind of get down a rabbit hole and you end up getting in these crazy exotic looks and now you're changing your blitz paths and your structure of your defense. And so what I'm going to try to do today is just explain a simple way of taking the blitzes you already have and then moving them into sim pressure. So behind me you have a typical NCAA blitz. This is a 5-man pressure. It's an edge blitz and it's built to react against zone read and slide pressure, especially if they're going to bring the back. Because what you're trying to create is a 2-on-1, and you're trying to get this DN to take the tackle, the guard, and work across and basically get that 2-on-1. So the back is going to be wrong no matter what. So what I'm going to do now is explain how you can get that same pressure and build it to where you can run it out of a sim pressure look. Where, remember, a sim pressure is you're simulating a pressure, but you're only going to bring force. So your pass distribution, your regular 7-man pass distribution, stays the same. So in the next part, we're going to look at how we can create that and make a sim pressure. Okay, so typically sim pressures are run on third down, so you're going to package these blitzes. Now, the nice thing about this is that you can put whoever you want wherever they go. They just have to make sure that they end up in the right spot. So, for instance, if you have a 330-pound nose, you might want to get him out of the game because he's going to be rocking to contain. So what you want to do is give the illusion of pressure, and you want to push everything to one side. So mostly this is the overload side, and this is a typical front that you're going to see in these sim pressures. It's really, especially the ones that are going to attack the edge, because what you want is you want the team to slide to the overload and away from where you're going to bring the blitz. So in here, the simulated pressure part is you've got 5 guys. Okay, a pressure is a 5-man rush. Well, it looks like we've got 5 guys. The overload side is to this way. So you're going to want to push everybody this way. You've got 2 guys over here. So if they check a slide, let's say that this is a tip, and there's different pressures for different things. This one in particular, and the one that we're talking about, is targeting a slide protection. So we know right now we've got an overload. They're going to put the slide over this way. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that this guy can get to contain, and we want to make sure this guy can at least drop back and cut a crosser, or at least cut off something, or be alert for the screen. So in this particular pressure, we're going to run the NCAA blitz. The Mike's doesn't change. He's going to go vertically. He's still going to long stick. Now he's going to stairway to contain. That's why you need somebody to pull these guys away. Now remember, they're already moving that way, so he just kind of has to swim across, and eventually get to contain. He's your 2-player. He's your 3-player. He slings to 2 because now he is coming from depth. So what you have now is the NCAA. The same people are doing the same job. The only thing you're doing is you're dropping them out. So again, on these third down packages, what you're doing is you're putting your bigs over here. Maybe you've got a hybrid DN that can go here. And now you've got your outside linebacker edge player, and all he's doing is working the seam. Now he's just working to the middle of the field, looking for anything coming across, and really IDing a screen because you're showing some pressure. You could even mug him up and pop him out to 2 to get him closer to that 2 spot. It really doesn't matter. What you want to do is bring somebody from depth and give the illusion away from it to pull everybody this way. So again, you're still running the NCAA blitz. You're pulling, the mic is still going vertical, and the Sam is still coming across. You're giving a different presentation. And in this case, we're giving an overload side, and now we're running the same blitz. So again, you haven't recreated the wheel. You're running your NCAA blitz that you normally would. Now it's just coming from a different look because you put it in an overload front, and you're bringing everybody on the same path. Now let's say you're playing a team that either combos or they like to fan out their protection. Maybe they're a big on big team, or they're going to fan it out, and the center's going to work to whichever way the nose goes. If you're one of those and you've got a delayed rush to get your 4th-man rush, this is another way of attacking it using the same concept. So you're going to say, hey, we're going to use the same concept. We're just going to use it instead of a delayed rush. Now, man, you're going right down the pipe because we're getting that fan. So again, what we've done here is you've created a one-on-one with the guard. We know the center's going to step here. We know he's going to step, probably come back. He's got him. He's got him. Now we've got our one-on-one with our will linebacker. This is a typical delayed rush. So again, we're not putting a pressure, but this is something that you use on a regular basis that now when we get to third down and we want to create a simulated pressure, we can use this same blitz path through the A gap or the B gap, really taking control of the middle of the field. Because again, if they're going to kick out, we want to attack inside. If they're going to slide, we want to attack the edge. And that's kind of really where you want to go with your pass protection is when you're IDing it, what are they doing? Are they everybody pinching down, securing the inside, kind of then we want to attack the edge. If everybody's fanning out or they're fanning to one side and combo into the other, then we want to manipulate that and make sure that if it's going to open up through the middle, then that's where we're attacking through the middle. So here's another way of giving a different front presentation to manipulate the protection that you're getting. If that they're a combo team or they're big on big, you can create 5-man protection schemes off of this. What you've done is you've created a one-on-one. Now, most of the time, the back is going to take either step up or he's going to work outside. Now, in the high school, most of the time that we see a back is he's stepping up to the outside. He's alert for the edge rusher. And so for me, if you're going to do that, then you have a hug rush. So the backer, whoever's to the back, is going to have what's called a hug rush. And so they're just going to keep working up. If he ends up taking that tackle, well, that guy's going to work off that tackle and move into contain. If the back were to actually step up because he sees the will, he would actually knife underneath and he would naturally loop into that B gap. So you're going to end up with a 5-man pressure if the back ends up staying inside. And so what this ends up doing is you now have manipulated this. So you know the center is going to take the nose. He's going to clamp here. He's going to work here. If the back steps up, he's now got the outside shoulder. He's now got the inside shoulder. If the back steps out, then he knows he's got the outside shoulder, and now he's dipping into the inside shoulder. So he's going to manipulate this. If he ends up coming up here, you still have a 2-on-1 with the back. Over here, because you've got a 3-eye, he's going to come over here, and then he's going to kick because you've got this. Well, he stabs and drops out, so now he doesn't have anybody to block. He's working this. He's now working to contain. Nose is taken up. If they were to clamp this and bring him down thinking that they've got that, again, you've got him. He's going to rock out, and then he's going to dip back inside. Now, here's the kicker. Who's taking the will? So the will linebacker at the snap of the ball is running right down. And most of the time when you talk to offensive guys, you talk to quarterbacks, what's the worst thing that can happen? When they've got pressure right in their face, that's the worst thing that they can do, thinking that they can step either way, only to find out that they're being contained. And so to me, this is a great one if you know you're getting that kind of fan protection, or you know you can manipulate the 5-on-5 and you know you're going to get one-on-one protection. What this really does is you've got two guys that are basically occupying the tackles. You've got your one-on-one rockouts. You know you're going to get the center with the nose, and then the will linebacker. It just opens up real big like that. So again, this is actually a really popular pressure within the Saban scheme. And so by using this bear front, you've kind of manipulated that. You know, we showed you the overload, there's a bear, and then again, you can have just your typical fly front, which is your 2-3s and your 2-5, which we'll look at here in just a second. So here's a typical cross dog blitz that most 4-down defenses have. You know, 3 down, you're usually attacking the guard. But in this, you can actually get into what I call a fly front. So you got 2-3s and you got 2-5s. You're basically creating man blocking. The nice thing about this is you can actually get into a bear look if you go and mug the mic. So in here, we're actually giving a bear look, but we're giving it in a different presentation. So again, now we've got 4-day linemen and the mic walks up. It's still the same bear look that we showed in the last one. It's just a different presentation. So again, you're carrying the same blitzes. You're just giving a different front presentation, and you're manipulating the pass pro. So again, here we have a fly front. We've got our typical, it's going to be a 6-man cross dog. We're playing eyes coverage, cover 3 behind it, and we're getting off the field on 3rd down. Now, if I want to simulate the pressure and I want to simulate the same look, but I only want to rush 4, this is how you do it. So here's the simulated pressure of the cross dog. So if you look behind me, I've got 4 guys rushing. Now the 5th rusher comes with the hug rush, and the hug rush is really something that is not that hard to teach. If you're sending a 6-man pressure, the end or the edge rusher to the back is usually going to have peel control anyway. So you're kind of telling the guy, hey, look, you're kind of doing the exact same thing. So again, it's doing the same things but giving a different presentation. Now here, what you've got is the same thing. The tackle and the end at the threes are going to insert, and then they're going to rock out. They're going to rock out for contain. If the back ends up blocking, now the end knows that he's going to undercut that. So you actually get a nice little twist on. The Mike, again, is going to keep that. The wheel is going to work through. So you're still getting your same cross dog. It doesn't change the path for anybody. You're still running kind of a similar coverage in behind it, except for now the jack's going to move to the middle, and he's going to either cut the cross or he's going to look for three. So again, you've got a four-man pressure. You've got now you've got the back taken care of, and you've got the middle taken care of. So the kind of the things that hurt you in a fire zone aren't going to be there anymore. So again, what we've shown is 3 different fronts, 3 different ways to get into a sim pressure. We've looked at 3 different traditional ways of getting that pressure that you want on the quarterback, but we've switched it, and now we ran a sim pressure. So next time you sit down at the drawing board and you guys are talking in your meetings and you're like, how can we get these sim pressures? Give a presentation, force what you want out of the pass pro, and then hit them with things that you already do and that you've already had proven success with. Everybody's run a cross dog. Everybody's run NCAA. Everybody's run an A-gap insert. All you're doing is giving a different presentation, and you're forcing them to react the wrong way. So hopefully that helped you. If you have any questions, my DM's always open on Twitter at @the_coach_A. And as always, MatchQuarters.com. Thank you.